All right, so there's a lot of things that'll differentiate between something being SQ and SQL or SPL. The environment they're installed in, the installation process, the tuning, a lot of things. But in my vehicle, I've got a very SQ interior, meaning I have lots of soft stuff in there. I don't have a wall which creates an echo sounding board. I don't have the wooden roof to create that pressure. It's all normal materials. As good as it's going to get for a car. A car is a horrible place to try to do sound quality. It's a very challenging environment, but mine is relatively unchallenging as far as cars go. There's also a lot of space, and that's good. But what you guys are here for is what difference does it make whenever you put a pro audio tweeter versus a normal car audio tweeter? Is there a big difference in sound? Can a pro audio tweeter be used in sound quality setup? And bear in mind, my setup is going to be more geared toward SQL, or loud sound quality. Essentially, very loud, but still sounding very accurate, and capable of playing at nice low volumes and sounding luscious and awesome as well. So, can those big, honking horn tweeters do that job? Let's check it out. All right, guys. So, I have the woofer set up on one channel, 7 watts, and I have these 2 tweeters hooked up to where I can do either one of them on the other channel. They're both going to be getting 7 watts. And they're both going to be playing through the same capacitor on here. I'm going to switch the grounds around to make them different ones play, but let's look at this. Let's hear the differences. This is no tweeter at all, and let's get a little power on it. First, we're going to do super tweeter. That's the BS18 super tweeter. Alright, that's this one.
Dust storm, subwoofers pound wild like a cattle horn. Amps cranking hard, pow, wise drum, bass shake the barn, you feel it in your thumbs. Truck bed rumbling, cornfield mosh pit, speakers in the back make the lightning split. Amplifiers buzz, got that country throb. Echoes in the holler, make the coyote sob. Big subwoofers pump, whole town quiver. Loud music, lights, beat, creek, bank shiver. Bank so heavy.
All right, guys. Now I'm going to play them without the mid-range playing, so you can hear them, because the mid-range is pretty powerful. This is the little guy. I'm going to turn the volume up too. This is the little one. Alright, now I'm going to turn the volume down some and hook this one up. This driver is way more efficient than the smaller one. I'll leave the volume the same and show you the difference though. This is the little guy. This is the big one. If we turn it up to where it's about the same. That's the little one. Now I'm going to play the big one. Turn it down. Okay, that's the big one. There's a little one. Higher volume. Here's the big one again. Anyway, that's the differences. All right, so the small tweeter was the Audio Dynamics 3000 series component tweeter. The large one is the DS18 120B for black. And one thing I noticed is both of them hooked up to the same exact capacitor, which is a about a 8500 hertz frequency cutoff. The small tweeters seem to play a little bit more of the lower highs naturally than the big one did, and I didn't realize that until I did this test. Mind you, both of them were being cut off with the same capacitor, so they were both getting the same exact signal. I was varying the output power some because the small tweeter is far less efficient than the super tweeter is. However, the frequency was exactly the same. It doesn't sound like it though. It sounds like the super tweeter's getting cut off a lot higher, but it's not. And that's just the physics of the small tweeter, that little tweeter, versus the physics of the larger one. Two different speakers. In person, both sounded extremely clean and precise. Over the camera, they don't always come out that way because the microphone gets clipped by that high frequency signal. Even though it's a high frequency, it will clip the mic, and sometimes it makes it sound a little dirty, but it's not like that in person. So if you're wondering about that, that's not a thing. What you're mainly hearing difference in person is the small tweeter has a little bit warmer sound because it's playing a little bit more of the lower frequencies, whereas the super tweeter is not playing those, and you're just hearing the high tweeter sounds. But the other difference is the super tweeter is more efficient, so it's much louder with lower power, and that's a good thing if you're trying to crank. You know, you're trying to get down. You don't want to have to dump tons of power into a tweeter to get it to keep up with high output mids. That's why the super tweeter works very well with the high output mids, because they both are very efficient.